sneaking through the woods at a distance, and I hit him with a grunt call pretty aggressively. And he turned and came running right in on the edge of this ridge line. Came into about 7 yards. It was pretty neat. It turned out to be a half-rack buck. He's lucky I didn't have my pistol in the stand with me, because I would have plugged him probably, but I will have it with me tomorrow, so that was pretty cool encounter. So I guess the guys are seeing some deer too, so it's a good sign. Opening morning, it's early, and like I said, we just gotta beat the elements so we can stay on stand, which is feels like a losing battle at the moment, but we'll keep you posted. It's November 15, up here at Camp Benny, opening morning. I've already seen a low, one-sided 2-point, looked like a 1.5-year-old buck. Also, I know some of the other guys have seen some doe already, so already some good activity. There's some pretty fresh snow out here. It's a little cold, but I'm glad that there's snow. Yeah, looking forward to being out here in God's creation and seeing what we see. So I'll give you an update later, and hopefully everyone has a great morning. Talk to you later. So
mess behind me. She kind of smelled me, and then they took off running towards you.
Yeah, so they were by me. They must have run off towards you, and then they came back over by me and hung out for the rest of the night.
Yeah, she hit right behind me, and I was like, "What is that?" It's cool though.
Vacuum sealed them to keep them from making a mess in the cooler.
What you got there?
Cut it fairly low down there if you can. These are antelope tenderloins from Brody's Antelope this year out in Wyoming.
Got more?
Yeah, just cut it all the way off. So they aren't quite frozen, but they're pretty close.
Hold on a minute.
Go dump that somewhere distant.
Taki mushrooms.
Yeah, these are pretty close to frozen again from the. And then I have some venison brats that I had special made up from last year's buck. These ones are Philly cheesesteak, and these ones are Cajun cheddar, so we're living pretty large.
Ain't nothing better than those Youper brats, eh?
Yeah, hi.
Hey, bud. Having fun, Brody?
Yeah, having a lot of fun.
Nice.
It's always a good time at camp.
What do you like about deer camp?
Camaraderie. The stories that we can tell in the future and freezing our cans off.
Some of those stories are even true.
Yeah, some of the stories are even true.
Yeah, it's good building memories with friends and family, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
That beats the heck out of a lot of things in life.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So what's your favorite way to make tenderloin? Would you do venison and antelope the same?
Mm-hmm. These are
Coated them with salt and pepper, and then a little bit of brown sugar. And I put them in a freezer bag or something. In this case, it was a vacuum bag. Just put them in the fridge for 3, 4, 5 days.
After you thawed them, or when
Yep.
they were fresh? Yeah.
When they were thawed. Yep. And then just, it makes its own juices and everything at that point. And then you just cook it up. Hot temp to begin with, and then finish it low and slow. Just get a little crust on the outside.
130 degrees.
135 is usually what I shoot for, yeah, for internal. That might be edible. Yum.
Yum.
Rose, is your buck knife clean?
Yeah, I was like, what the heck?
Benny, second day, rifle season. It's been really cold up here. It's a little more mild this morning because the wind has died down some. That's super helpful because it's been pretty brutal. It's been kind of interesting, mixed bag so far. Had a lot of activity yesterday morning. Could have definitely taken some deer and just passed on them. Didn't want to make that kind of noise in the woods that early, but for the last week I've been dealing with quite a bit of hip pain. And just out of the blue yesterday, my right hip dislocated. I don't know if it happened particularly when I was getting out of the stand or what, but I was miserable all day yesterday afternoon into the evening. Couldn't hardly move my right leg. Thank God this morning I woke up with it about 80% better, so I'm back on stand. Not seeing a lot moving this morning, even listening to the other shots and talk with the other guys. Nobody's really seen anything moving at the moment, so I don't know. I'm assuming it'll pick up later today. There's no reason for them to just stop moving, so weather hasn't changed much, a little less wind now than we had yesterday. Wind's supposed to pick back up again tomorrow, so hoping to get something done. We'll keep you posted.
November 16th, 2019, up here at Camp Benny. The good thing is we're all seeing deer. We have a lot of does walking around. We saw some bucks yesterday, but no one pulled the trigger on any of them. Just kind of waiting for the right ones to come in front of us and make it happen. Looking forward to that moment. I'll check in with you later, but try to stay warm out here and keep an eye out for those bucks.
What's for dinner tonight? Steaks and sauteed green beans, baby. How we doing head count there, Brody?
What'd you say?
We got enough forks. 4, I need your jackknives for
7. We have like 7 or 8 works.
Cool. There are, if you don't have a jackknife, don't admit it. And then there's some, and then steak knives.
Someone want to say grace?
Father God in heaven, we just thank you, Lord, for another awesome day. Thank you for the deer sightings that we have seen.
Alright, it's November 17, up here at Camp Benny. Day number 3 of gun season. And, still nothing on the buck pole. All of us have been seeing deer, some does, some bucks, but nothing's come together yet. I keep seeing these doe walking through my area, but no bucks yet. Hopefully we can make it happen today. I'm prepared to stay out all day, but there's some freezing rain in the forecast, so we'll see how long I last. It's just started to snow. Pretty beautiful out here. The wind is not too bad right now. It's been pretty bad the last couple days. Hopefully that stays down and I'm able to get some sights on a deer. Got some binoculars this year, and those are really helping spot things. Anyways, I'll check in with you later. Okay, so it's the morning of November 17th up here in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. It's our 3rd day of hunting. We've been sitting on stand all day the last couple days, from sunup to sundown, eating sandwiches out here for lunch. It's just been wonderful. We saw about 10 or 11 deer yesterday, one shooter, but there's a lot of chasing going on. It's tough to get a bead and level down on them before they disappear again. But it looks like we're getting some good snowfall right now. It's warmed up just a little bit. Yesterday was extra special. My wife Amy put the smack down on a nice doe with 350 Legend. She blew the heart right out of it. And then my buddy Doug shot a 8-point as well. Congrats to both of them. So nice to be up here in the UP again. Nice and cold. Reminds me of when I was in Manitoba a couple weeks ago. And I was able to put the smack down on a nice big buck up there. 270 pounds live weight. It's just awesome with a muzzleloader. So good to be back at camp with the guys. Last night Chris made some antelope tenderloin and some venison cheddar brats. They were just amazing. We always eat good up here at the camp. So we're seeing some new deer movement good and early this morning. So hopefully it's a good indication of what's to come today. And yeah, we'll see what happens. It'll be me, Brian, and the mice hanging out in the blind today. So yeah, good times. Probably sit on stand again all day today. just out of reach for us. And this is the chasing phase, of course, so bucks aren't exactly just sitting still waiting to be shot. So we're going to move up on them. This should put us within 35 to 50 yards of where they are. Of course, we're playing the wind. We're set up in this cut. It was cut this past winter. And there's a lot of tops everywhere, so we got quite a bit of cover. We're sitting next to this stump here to kind of help. Kind of help break up our outline so we don't look so people-y. But yeah, I hope this works. It'd be pretty sweet. So got this wind scent 2.0 set up here with a sanctuary scent in it. So it's kind of a calming scent. I've talked about that a lot before. Just smells kind of like a bedding area. So deer don't necessarily have to figure out where that smell's coming from, like I might find from a doe and heat. But yet it will slow them down or stop them, things like that. Works as an excellent cover scent. And it gives us an idea what direction the wind's blowing. So that's always handy, of course. Right? Yeah. For sure. If nothing else, we need a change of scenery. Been sitting long sits on the other stand. So, just our little ADD moment, maybe. Yeah. So, gang, you want to add to that?
Let's see some